Hey, what's up? This is Chosen, and this video is going to be 10 things that I think every Diablo player should know and use. Now, if you're an experienced player, you've been around for a while, you've probably heard of most of these. This is designed for people who are, kind of new to the game or haven't played a lot and are just looking for things that most of the players out there in the community are taking advantage of. So, with that being said, let's get into it. This one is kind of interesting, but you actually get more legendary drops if you're in town when the Rift Guardian dies, as opposed to the person who's there killing the Rift Guardian. I've got two accounts open here. See, I've got this Demon Hunter sitting in town, and then I've got my main Demon Hunter right here. Now I got this Greater Rift. I got a portal saved at the Rift Guardian. I'm gonna go in, kill the Rift Guardian, and I'll show you that my other account will get more drops than my main Demon Hunter that does the killing. And I've done this hundreds of times. Like this, I'm not gonna show 100 instances of it, but trust me, it works, and it's definitely true. Alrighty, so let's count. This guy got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 drops. And let's see how many this one got.
My pack is full.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. And this one got 8, which is actually pretty close. Sometimes it's a little bit more off than that. Sometimes it'll be like 6 versus 9 or 6 versus 8. But I can promise you 100% for sure if you do 5 greater rifts with somebody in the rift killing the Rift Guardian and another person who goes to town before the Rift Guardian, over those 5 rifts, 100 times out of 100, the person in town will get more legendary drops than the other one. So there might be some instances where in any given rift it equals out because of RNG and both of them get 6 or something. But over the course of time, the person sitting in town will definitely get more legendary drops than the person killing the Rift Guardian. When a big fight is approaching, like a boss or a Rift Guardian, try to fight below them because in Diablo you have a much better perspective viewing things above you because of the tilt of the camera. So try to fight those bosses and Rift Guardians from underneath them to get a better perspective and point of view. See, so even though he spawned below me, or above, I'm going to try to get below him so I can really see and keep him at the edge up there so I can see what's coming as far as possible. There is a way to save your spot in a bounty or wherever you're at and teleport to somebody else. Like, let's say you're clearing a bounty game and somebody says, hey, teleport on me, there's a gelatinous goblin, come get it, or a bandit shrine or something, so you have to leave where you're at. But I don't want to lose my progress and my bounty. I can actually go to town, so I'll save this location and where I'm at in my bounty. Then I have that portal, and I go here. And then we have the goblin or whatever we came here to do after I teleported on my friend. And we do our thing. Now, if I go back to town like this, I'm going to lose that town portal that is at my previous location. So what I can do is hit M to open up the map, and then click town. And this won't use town portal. So now I have my portal over here at my previous location, and I saved my progress in that bounty. So there's kind of a way to manipulate the system and go to town without using town portal so that you can save your previous location. For gem management, you only want these 3 levels of gems in your stash. You don't want to use all the levels of gems and clutter up your stash. The Marquise is the base level. These ones drop. Imperial is the step up. They also can drop. And these you need these in your stash because you need to re-roll for your rings and amulets. It requires these. And then the max level ones you obviously need because this is what you're going to put into your gear and use to augment your ancients. So these are the 3 levels of gems you want to keep in your stash. And when you upgrade your gems, you only want to upgrade them to Imperial. Don't upgrade the Flawless Imperial unless you're going to craft them above that to like the max level. So you just want to upgrade everything to Imperials and then stop there until you actually need the max level gem or something higher. And when you're going to augment an ancient, so we go all the way to the end here. So I have these ancient pants here. I want to augment them, so I want to add dexterity, so I need flawless royal emeralds. But let's say I don't have any flawless royal emeralds, so I need to convert. You always want to convert royals. So what do I have the most of that I'm probably not going to use a lot of? Amethyst. Okay, so let's make some royal amethyst. Those are always the ones that you want to, and you want to make 9. So if I make those, so it'd be 27 to make 9 royal amethysts. When you're going to convert, you always want to make 9 royals. Now I go to the Act 2 Merchant. Under Miscellaneous, Essence of Emerald. The reason you want to always use royals is because the formula calls for any gem times 9. So the most efficient way to do it is to do royals. So now I put those in the cube, transmute. Then I go over to my gem lady and boom, I've got my 3 flawless royals and I can use that to augment my ancient. Force move is something that is very important for you to be able to play the game consistently. Okay, let's say I'm in a situation like this and I want to be able to run away. So I click behind me and I click on the mob instead. So instead of moving, my character shoots. So I'm trying to run away and I accidentally click. When you have force move, you can move through anything. So like nothing's gonna prevent me from moving. You know, if I'm here and I try to run away, oh crap, I shot, and that little delay can cause you to stand in molten or something. So having a force move, I set mine to space. That way I can just rest my thumb on the space bar and move around without ever having to click or anything. And then I can stutter step. I can hold my force move, and then casting my ability causes me to stutter step. And the way to do this is very simple. You just go into options, key bindings, and then zoom down to force move and set it to what you like. I set mine to the space bar. That way I can just hold down space bar while I'm playing and move around very easily without ever getting interrupted. Keeping a pair of homing pads in your inventory can be a quality of life thing that can stop those annoying occurrences of a random arrow hitting you when you're trying to go to town. Or if you play hardcore and you proc your cheat death, this can be very important for you to be able to get out of the rift without being interrupted. So, let's say I'm playing and I'm killing mobs and boom, that thing explodes. See, that almost killed me. I'm playing on hardcore. So I run away, get to a safe spot, put on my homing pads, go to town. That way, no matter what character you're playing or what you're doing, you can always get to town without something random, hitting you from a distance and stopping you from getting to town safely. So keeping a pair of those in your inventory those are easy to get, and you can just, when you go to town, you just open up your inventory, swap them on, go to town. One thing that can really help you power level people more efficiently, like if you're helping a friend level up a new character or something to level 70, um, if you have a geared out character, like with a 6-piece set and all that, you can only power level in Torment 6. That's the highest possible level that a level 1 character can enter. So you're probably going to demolish Torment 6 easily if you have a geared character. So there's really no reason to have an emerald in your weapon or any gem for that matter, because you're going to smash it anyway. So what I have in my armory is a character saved as a power leveler. So I equip that, and what I have is a gem of ease in my weapon. It's that 4,750 bonus experience is a big deal to low level characters. So I'm able to power level my friends in 3 minutes. I just with that gem of ease in my weapon, I just hop in a rift, and it takes one rift, and they're level 70. So from all that bonus XP. So just something easy you can do. Throw a gem of ease in your weapon, and it'll help whoever you're power leveling be able to get to level 70 that much faster. This one is kind of like really min-maxing and getting crazy, but it's something, I've done with some of my groups. What you can do is if you have like a support player, like a support barbarian or necromancer, that's going to be leading the way and locking down elite packs and providing toughness to the DPS characters. What you can do is have them be the only one that equip these bright wings, and then see like how that makes this character so much easier to see. Equip some wings, and then go into your dies and have them die, something bright like a pink. So, you just put all your items in here, dye it all pink. And now this character kind of stands out and is a little bit more bright and vibrant for the whole party to kind of see and follow on the map. And instead of all the characters kind of looking the same, you can throw your support player with some bright wings and some bright colors, and it can kind of give the group direction on which character to follow when you're doing those GRs and kind of farming as a group. When distributing your paragon points, it can help a lot to use shift and control. So instead of having to sit here and click all of these things so many times to distribute your paragon points, I can hold shift to do 10 at a time, or I can hold control to do 50 at a time, do the whole stack. So I can just go through, hold control, and distribute all my paragon points like this, and it goes way faster, just like that. So, and then you're done. So shift is 10 at a time, and then control does 50 at a time. So much faster than having to sit there and spam click hundreds of times when you're trying to distribute your paragon points. For this last one, I've always kind of been curious on exactly how cooldown and resource cost reduction work and how they're calculated. So I'm going to show how my cooldown reduction is actually calculated and how the math kind of makes sense. So I have this ring is 8% cooldown, and my cooldown right now is 39.3. So how come when I remove this ring, it only goes down 5 point something? How come it doesn't go down 8? So like, what's the math behind that, and how's that adding up? I'm going to show you how I do it. Now, I'm no scholar mathematician or anything, so I'm sure there's, a more official way, official formula for this to be done, but this is how I dummied it down to myself and how it makes sense to me. So for my cooldown, what I get is all my sources, 10% from my paragon, 12.5% from the diamond in my helm, 8% from my gloves, 9% from my weapon, and then I have a ring that's 8%. So when I go to write all of this, my paragon is giving me 10 cooldown. The diamond in my helm is giving me 12.5. Then my ring is giving me 8. My weapon is giving me 9. And that's not everything. I'm missing one, my gloves. My gloves were also giving me 8. So the way I calculate this is I think to myself, what am I missing out of 100? What makes this 10 100? And what makes this 10 100 is 90. And then I'm going to convert that to a percentage decimal. So I'm going to move the decimal over and make that 0.9. Down here, there's 12.5. Same thing. 87.5 makes that 100. Move it over, and I'm left with 0.875. Do the same thing here. I'm left with 0.92, and this one's going to be 0.91, and this one's going to be 0.92. So now if I pull up my calculator, and let's punch these numbers in. We got 0.9 times 0.875 times 0.92 times 0.91 times 0.92 equals 0.606 and some change. 0.606 and some change. So now let's type that in. We got 0.606 and some change. So now I think to myself, what completes this to 100? So I'll move this back over. I'm going to undo. I moved it to the left before, so now I'm going to move it to the right. And I get 60.6 and some change. So what makes this 100? It's going to be 39.3 and some change. So now, what is my actual cooldown? 39.3 and some change. So it's a multiplicative and semi complicated how it actually calculates it in the game, and that's why the numbers don't like simply add up. But I guess in layman's terms, the only thing you need to know is the more rolls of cooldown you get, the less impactful they become. So like if I remove all my pieces that have cooldown on them, I'm going to be getting the full 10% out of my paragon. So you see that for that first 10%, I get all of it, 100% return. As I stack and stack and stack, I start to get less of that cooldown. So now you see this is 34. I add 8. I'm not going to get all 8. I'm only going to get 5 something of it. So the more stacks you add, you get less of that cooldown and it's less impactful, but it does still help. I mean, that's basically how it works and how it's calculated. But yeah, that was my that was me trying to explain how the CDR and the resource cost reduction are calculated. And if anybody knows of an easier or better way, feel free to let me know in the comments or something. Alrighty, that was 10 things that I think every Diablo player should know and take advantage of. If I left any out that you think are super important, make sure and let me know. I'd appreciate it. But yeah, all right, thanks for watching. Have a good day. Peace.